Smackdown.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Krista B from Those Wrestling Girls, and you know I have to tell you about my dope ass rock shirt that I finally got in the mail thanks to Ripple Junction. Ripple Junction is the best place to get all your authentic tees, whether it's WWE, whether it's The Office, whether it's any show that you love and mark over. You go over there, you order your shirt, you put it on, and boom. Also, you have to use the code Those Wrestling Girls to get 15% off your purchase. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to ripplejunction.com, order your shirt, type in the code Those Wrestling Girls, and you're also going to tell them that we sent you. And on that note, it's your girl Krista B, and I am out. Hey everybody, what's up? We're back. It's Those Wrestling Girls. It's your girl Krista B
and Queen P.R.
And today we have a fun episode for you. We are talking about the year of Bayley, aka who Face Beat Hill High podcast love to call Karen because of her new haircut.
And Janelle likes to call her Messy Tessie.
Messy Tessie. She has so many nicknames now. It's crazy.
She does.
But yes, we're talking about Bayley's 1 year as the SmackDown Women's Champion. She's been literally 300 and something counting, and I'm over it. You over it?
I am over it. I am over it. I'm ready for her to drop that shit. I'm glad it's coming soon. So at the time of recording this, there's a Hell in a Cell match between Sasha Banks and Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So hopefully that's when we'll finally get
Sasha to be champ.
Yes, and have like a real significant reign.
Right, I hope so. Like they need to stop. I mean, Sasha's on SmackDown now, so maybe she'll have a good reign.
Yeah.
But you know, Vince is still the boss of bosses, so we don't know.
It's true.
But
so I have to ask you, because I think what's made this championship run for Bayley so like important, I guess, is that it all came with her heel turn. Because she was SmackDown Women's Champion before this, but then she kind of, this new run, I think, is really like where we see like Bayley really coming into her own. But I was one of those people that never thought she would turn heel.
Me neither.
I would have bet money on it.
I'd have been like, what? If you would have told me like a year ago, oh yeah, she's gonna turn heel at this point, I'd be like, bah.
Yeah, right.
Like I said when we was doing our live episode with Face Beat, our Thursday episode, Face Beat Hills. Shout out to you girls. It was just like Bayley turning heel was also like Roman turning heel. I would have never thought it would happen. And like they played those characters so well. It's just like, oh shit, like they can really play heel. Like they can really be the bad guy and, you know, work that shit. Cause Roman Reigns' arrogance we're not gonna get into it.
Yeah,
but Bayley's arrogance
Thirsty Thursday for us to gush about Roman.
Yeah, I don't think I'm giving you any more permission to gush about Roman. You should have been shooting with him in the gym, sis. Your Roman privileges are revoked at this point. No, but Bayley's arrogance is good too. Like you really show a side her. Like when she kills her Bayley buddies, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah,
but
that's when
I feel like the cutting of the hair, the changing of the outfits and stuff, it really tied into, because when she cut her Bayley buddies, she still had the ponytail, she still had the colors. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like, you sure? Like you gonna get new ones? Like you gonna get, these were the old ones, you gonna get new ones? Is that what you're doing? But when she turned on Becky, when Sasha came back,
yeah,
it was a wrap. It was such a wrap. I'm like, how you turn on Becky? Because Becky was the one who allowed you to cash in on Charlotte after Charlotte beat Becky for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yep. And I'm so glad that you brought up those little mini things that happened prior to like her turning, because we had started to see like a more aggressive Bayley a little bit. There's that gif of her pushing Charlotte on Moment of Bliss, and then Money in the Bank cash in. Like I think that was when we started to see like Bayley kind of like on the rise a little bit, and her being, and then when she joined Sasha and turned on Becky, like I was like, okay. And then when she officially just went there, I was like, oh, okay.
And we were able to see Charlotte and Becky versus Sasha and Bayley. That was crazy.
A couple times, I think, too, right?
But the one at Madison Square Garden was their official match. That's the one we saw. That shit was crazy. Like, when Charlotte music hit, when they was attacking Becky with that chair, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to get back together? Like, they're going to be, you know. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship with all four of them at this point.
Yeah. And I think anytime we could see the four of them, like, in action together, and then we got to see it live at Madison Square Garden, like, I don't think it gets, like, any better than that. But so with Bayley, it's cool because she was kind of, and with Becky too, is like they were like the underdogs of the four horsewomen.
And I don't even know who was more under. I don't know if Becky was more under than Bayley or vice versa. Like, I don't even know who was more under.
Right.
It was just like they were both there.
Yeah. And then
so I don't know, but I do. They were. Becky became the man after she took that punch from Nia. That's it.
Yeah.
She became the man.
Yeah, she really did. And I didn't think that anyone, because we are huge Becky fans, and I was over it when she was champion for over a year plus. Now we have Bayley at this point. She's been champion for 366 days. And I'm like, okay, like I'm ready. But this year, I feel like, especially with the quarantine, like Bayley and Sasha have like saved the show for me a lot of the times. Like them together as tag team partners, then later turning on each other, like their storyline or whatever they've been in has been like the most entertaining for me.
I think that Sasha is definitely going to take that belt off of Bayley at Hell in the Cell.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, me too.
I can't.
How did you feel about Bayley's kind of feuds with the championship? So it was kind of like all over the place. Like she had, like they teased a little bit of a Naomi feud with her, and then for WrestleMania this year, they did the 6 elimination match, and she still ended up retaining. And then Charlotte won the Royal Rumble this year, but she didn't choose SmackDown or Raw. She chose the NXT Championship. So what's the most memorable feud do you think Bayley's had? Oh, and Lacey Evans, she's had a few title matches with, and of course Nikki Cross, and then Ember Moon last year before Ember got injured. But is there any feud that you feel like that you wanted Bayley to lose a title to, or you think it's Sasha?
I don't think that she's really had a bigger feud throughout her title. Like everything was like real mini. Like I feel like the longest feud she kind of had before this dynamic between her and Sasha now is the one with Becky. Like, or mostly the feud was with herself, trying to figure out if she was going to become that angry person or was going to become this heel. Because you saw a lot of the time, like she'll be real hesitant. And she'll do something that be like, whoa, she became this. And then she'll kind of like pull back and be like, you know what, that's not me. So I feel like the feud mostly is with herself more than any other wrestler. Like I would have loved to see, you know, Naomi get something, but at the same time, it's like storyline wise, like where would that go?
Yeah.
Because, you know, with quarantine, you only have a select handful to choose from. So where would that have gone with Naomi if they really didn't start anything? Like Naomi just kind of put herself out there to fight them both. One won and one lost, you know? So with Lacey Evans and Nikki Cross, I like the whole Nikki Cross and Bayley thing. But it really led to the breakup. I feel like that happened because it led to the breakup of Alexa and Nikki without them really having to fight or turn each other. Like they fought because of title match purposes, but they didn't fight, you know, like Becky and Charlotte or Bayley and Sasha. So I feel like her most memorable feud is the one with her herself.
I agree. I think Bayley just coming into her own, I think, is like the highlight for me to see, besides everything with Sasha, because in the beginning you could tell she was still kind of like, what kind of heel am I gonna be? Like in the beginning, like last year around this time, she was still like emo. She didn't really talk. She kind of came to the ring kind of just like looking depressed, and then we had to get used to the haircut. Let's be real, like that's no shade to Bayley, but like we're used to a certain hairstyle, and now we have this like bob cut, so we got used to that. But I feel like over the months, like she really started to get into her own, and she became more of like that obnoxious heel that you really just want to slap the shit out of every day.
Every day.
And then like her and Sasha together, I would just be like, and I never thought I would say this, but when she would start coming out, I would be like, yo, give Bayley the mic. I want to hear what she has to say. And that's normally never been the case, but she's been so funny these days and so just like ridiculous that I want to hear everything that Bayley has to say these days.
I love Bayley on Twitter.
Yeah, she's funny.
Like Bianca Belair posted, like when she posted the video of her running and doing her hurdles and stuff, when she's talking about she's the fastest, like her actual track and field videos. And Billy just posted, oh, it's disgusting. and Bianca was like, all right, at this point, just fight me. I retweeted,
right, like,
fight her.
You know what? Yeah.
Fight her.
Bianca's on Smackdown now.
I know. So are they going to put Bianca and Sasha against each other, which would be good?
Yeah, yes.
Or Bianca's definitely going to have a title shot. I feel like if Sasha wins it off of Bayley, Bianca gonna be like, I go here now. Run your belt. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Bianca's gonna win.
I want that to happen so bad.
I'm telling you, if this shit happens, yeah, I'll be right in WWE. I'm like, listen, our timestamp date, send this to you. Can we get our check, please? Thank you.
Yes. And then also I want to mention too, I completely forgot about this, that Naomi and Bayley had a match at Super Showdown in I want to say Saudi Arabia, which was really cool. And then Survivor Series last year, she was champion, and she had that triple threat match with Becky and Shayna Baszler. And that match was the main event of Survivor Series, and it got a lot of mixed reviews. What were your thoughts on that match?
Somebody got disqualified, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. You know, Survivor Series is my favorite.
I feel like Becky won somehow, but like by a count out or some shit.
There's no count outs in triple threat matches.
Or a disqualification, something. I know it was like, and then she like beat up Shayna after or something. It's something.
I really can't remember. And that's bad because Survivor Series is my favorite pay-per-view. I really can't remember.
So Shayna Baszler won, but Becky beat up Shayna afterwards. So there was no like disqualification or anything, but Becky ended up looking like the man at the end of the night. And I think a lot of people thought this should have been the night that Bayley, at like with her heel turn, like maybe she should have won, or if Shayna was gonna win, maybe not have Becky beat the shit out of her after. It was just a whole lot of mixed reactions. But I think
you see me really trying to remember this, right?
Yeah, because it was one of those things where everyone was kind of anticipating what this triple threat match would be like, and then it didn't live up to expectations. But I do think it's really cool that last year's Survivor Series had NXT involved SmackDown and Raw. I thought that was so dope.
Oh, okay, because they were all the champions at the time for each brand. Okay, I'm like, wait, so how did the title? I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about Mania when Becky tapped out. No, she didn't tap out. I'm bugging. But didn't Becky fight Shayna at Mania?
Yeah.
That's the match I'm kind of thinking about. And I was just like,
where did that come from?
Because that match was like really short. Everybody was really anticipating that match, and it was just like not one of the best.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But I do remember now the triple threat match, Survivor Series, the brand, the all three women's champions. Okay, I got it. Lord, Sophia.
That was a whole cool concept last year. And I hope
this is why I love Survivor Series.
Yeah.
This is why I love, because you see, like, once you put the teams against each other like that, thank you, Rock, for making me love Survivor Series. I hope you watch this one day.
And then I forgot this too, speaking of Samoans, that at Money in the Bank pay-per-view this year, Tamina had a championship match against Bayley, which was pretty cool.
I think that was dope. Tamina got her spot. I'm actually wearing a Nia shirt today.
Oh, nice.
But I don't have my Tamina shirts yet.
Yeah, I was hoping. I didn't think Tamina was gonna win the championship, but I was hoping that they did more afterward, just because it was really cool to see Tamina in like that different way, and she really came out of her shell. Like she was on Twitter, you know, being really creative, and I really enjoy. I can't wait till we eventually do a Tamina episode, because this year I think she really impressed me.
We didn't do one? Lord, I felt like we did a Tamina episode.
We've been planning to, but we've been waiting for the right time. So I think it was good that she's had this championship opportunity, because we would have already recorded it. So
right, then we had to like re-record or put a part 2 out.
Right. So I
think Tamina's deserving of a 2-part episode.
Tamina's dope, and she's been around for so long. And I'm hoping in the draft maybe things get shaken up and she can do something.
Go to Raw.
Yeah. So let's talk about the golden role models and when her and Sasha had all the belts, because that was a huge part of their championship run. Because you had Bayley Dose straps. Don't know how I feel about that. And then you had Sasha, who was
2 belts Banks.
And then she got the Raw championship. They were 2 belts Banks. So they had all the gold for a few weeks. How did you feel about Bayley just being a part of all of this?
I hated the golden role models. Like, they were really antagonizing, and I couldn't take it. Like, especially Sasha. Sasha was like so arrogant. I'm just like, yo, I will fight this girl. Like, dead ass. Like, I had to get real Brooklyn on him. Like, yo come outside, bitch. Like,
just
pull up on me. like pull up on me, because all that wrestling shit don't faze me. Like, you're gonna be laughing. Like, I had to get real Brooklyn. They were like really pissing me off.
They really were obnoxious. Like, oh my God, you couldn't tell them anything. And I lived for it, because it was just so entertaining. Like,
I swear, every time I saw you tweeting from our TWG account, I swear I wanted to go back and delete it. Like, nope, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. What did she talk about here? No, sorry.
They were so funny. Oh my God, I thought they were so funny, especially Bayley. Like, and the way that they would obnoxiously support each other. Like, if one was in a match and like Bayley was on commentary, like there was one Smackdown where Nikki and Bayley were on commentary while Alexa and Sasha were having a match, and they were both just being like so hilarious. And then because of the quarantine and stuff, like, that really added a lot. Like, the women like really added a lot to the shows, and I feel like Bayley was a huge part of that. But then, as y'all know, probably if y'all listen to the show, I'm not always a huge fan of double belts or 2 people holding all the belts, because what happened was all of the pay-per-views were all revolved around Sasha and Bayley. Which is okay. I mean, they're my faves. If there was anyone, I'm like, okay. But like, after a while, you kind of want to see, you want to switch it up. You don't want to just have the tag team belts just as their accessories for a little while. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I preferred when it was different. So I'm glad when I wasn't glad when Sasha dropped the belt, but like, I was like, okay, yeah, let some of them belts go.
Right. Lost tag team. They lost.
Yeah.
Sasha lost Raw. Bayley still has SmackDown, but that's gonna change at Hell in a Cell. I know it. I feel it in my spirit.
I totally agree. So how did you feel about, when the Iconics came back, it looked like they were gonna have like a massive feud with Sasha and Bayley. They didn't end up getting the belts. They did have a championship match though. But then they ended up losing them to
Shayna and Nia.
Yes. Yes, they did. But before that, I want to talk about the Kabuki Warriors and Asuka and Kairi Sane and that whole feud. How did you enjoy kind of the 4 of them tangling it up?
It was a good feud. I don't like the way how Kairi went out. I don't like that, but it was a good feud. I feel like that was like the real last time that Bayley really helped Sasha in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, because even when Sasha was helping Bayley and stuff, she wasn't reciprocating the same stuff. But I do like the match and the feud that these 4 women have had through the past couple of months, and I'm sad. I'm kind of sad it went, but at the same time, I couldn't take it anymore. Like anything with at this point when they feel like anything with the golden role models, I was just like, hello, can we have other people come out and jump them? Because I'm tired.
Yeah,
that's it. I'm tired.
It became a time where I was like, okay, I'm over it. But I do love everything about Bayley's last year. Like I've loved even from before Money in the Bank, where they were like teasing her being a little bit more aggressive, all up until her cashing in, which is a really dope moment. I didn't realize how much I really wanted her to be Money in the Bank. And then down to when she actually turned and she killed her Bayley buddies and all the little kids was crying, and up until being Bayley Dose Straps and just really and then selling all this, still being a number one merch seller. Cause that was one of the things I was like, they're not going to turn Bayley. She sells too much merch to these little girls, but she still sells just as much merch as she did before. And she's really, truly at the top of her game, to the point where Bayley, you don't need the Smackdown Women's Championship anymore. Like you have really, I feel like she really solidified herself as like a really, like a top star. Like,
yeah, I feel like she's exhausting it now.
Yeah, it's time. Shit, don't you need a break, Bayley? Like
I know I do.
I just stop for like
I know I do it now. We just sit and watch you on TV.
Yes. And I like Bayley's gear, like everything about her heel turn. I feel like I really enjoy.
I'm definitely feeling the heel turn, the gear, the gold, the music. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely feeling it.
Yeah, me too. But you know, it's time for something new. But kudos to Bayley, because we've been waiting to do this kind of like bonus spotlight episode on Bayley last year, similar to our Becky Lynch episode, because she made such history as Raw Women's Champion. So we wanted to do the same with Bayley. And I really enjoyed it, because a year plus ago, we would never have been speaking of Bayley like this. Like she would have just been the last horsewoman we mentioned.
Right. I agree. I mean, I'm glad we did this episode. We get some insight. Other people get some insight on you know, her transition from Bayley Buddies till now. I do hope that she loses at Hell in a Cell. I do hope that Sasha is able to pick up that win and get all the payback. Especially for the chair on her neck part. And I pray that, you know, I hope that Charlotte can make a comeback. Yeah. Some type of way. And you know it's real if I'm asking for Charlotte to make a comeback.
I know, right?
So that we could see more of at least 3 of the 4 horsewomen.
Yep. So we're excited to be recording new episodes. We're excited for the draft and whatever this new phase of WWE is about to bring. And
that's it. Okay, well, you heard it here first. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. And on that note, it's your girl Krista B
and Queen P.R.
and we are out.